Part 1. I'm a photographer, not a studio or wedding one. I need solitude. Silence and raw, untouched nature. I often go into forests, swamps, and abandoned places. That's where the real beauty hides. Lonely trees, rusty rooftops, washed-out paths, they speak to you if you know how to listen. But one forest, it said too much. I heard about it by chance, while photographing an old war cemetery in a rural village. The caretaker, an elderly man, warned me about a place not far from there. He said, "You shouldn't point your camera at that forest." His voice lowered when he named it the Silent Woods. I smirked, but then he added, "It takes those who stare too long." A week later, I drove there. As soon as I turned off the paved road and onto the forest path, my ears popped, like in an airplane. The pressure felt strange, like something was pressing from above. I tried to ignore it. I set up my tent deep in the forest in a small clearing. No birds, no insects. No wind, just dead silence. It didn't feel natural. It felt like a vacuum. Like the forest itself was swallowing the sound, as if it didn't want anyone to hear what lived there. When night fell, I crawled into my tent. The camera was turned off and set on a tripod. I couldn't sleep. The air was heavy. The tent's fabric barely rustled in the slight breeze. Then it stopped. Completely. Like someone outside was holding the tent walls still with their hands. No movement, no sound. Part 2, then a click, soft but clear. The shutter of my camera. I shot up. I was sure it was off. I unzipped the tent slowly and looked out. The camera stood on its tripod, facing directly at me. Its red light was blinking. It was recording. I stepped closer. My heart pounded in my throat. 3 new photos had appeared. The first, me, sleeping in the tent. The second, a tall, black shadow behind me with an unnaturally long neck. The third, the tent empty. I was gone. I turned around, nothing, just trees. Fog, and a sickly sweet scent of rot. It crawled into my nose, stuck to my skin. I packed in a panic and started walking back down the trail. Fast. Almost running. 20 minutes later, I was back at the clearing. The same tent, the same fire. But now the fire burned brighter than before, like it was waiting. I began marking trees with my knife, walked for 10 minutes. And there it was again, a tree I had already marked. The forest was folding in on itself. I screamed, yelled for help. The air trembled, but my voice made no sound. And then I heard it laughter. A child's, but not alive. It came from everywhere at once, wrapping around me, echoed by something not human. Part 3. I turned and saw it. A stuffed bear hung from a branch, torn apart, missing its head. Below it, carved into the bark with claws, "You are already inside." I ran. Branches whipped my face. Roots pulled at my ankles. I fell, hard, face first into mud. Lifted my head and there it was again. The tent, the fire, and the camera, staring at me. No red light this time, just its black, glassy eye. New photos on the screen. Me walking, me with a shadow behind. Me falling, me lying in the dirt. Me back in the tent. And the last image wasn't a photo. It was an eye. Human, black, staring right into my soul, on the screen. I threw up, screamed. Then everything went dark. I woke up on the roadside, my car next to me, my gear all there, except for the camera. 3 days passed. I told no one. Then a package arrived. No return address. Inside my camera, one single photo. I'm sleeping, in my bed, and above my chest it leans. It, black, faceless, hands nearly brushing my throat. Now I don't sleep. I feel it every night. I don't hear it, but I know it watches.